folks, welcome back to Rule of Thumb. Today I thought I'd bring you along for a quick, easy breakfast slash brunch. I have done videos in the past and I will link them up above on how I make corned beef from scratch, how I can it, and how I can potatoes. So I'm going to use some of my home canned corned beef, some of my home canned potatoes, and I'm going to add a twist on it today. I'm making corned beef hash, but I'm going to mix it up, and I'm going to do kind of a mashup of corned beef and hash, corned beef and cabbage, or colcannon, which is potatoes and cabbage. So I'm going to kind of do something that's in between all of those, something a little different. I'm going to serve some fried eggs on top, and that's going to be brunch. So I'm going to turn you around, show you what I'm working with, and show you how easy it is to put this together. Be right back. Okay folks, we're back, and it's really this simple. So what I have here is some of my home canned corned beef. I have some of my home canned potato wedges that I just cut up into a little bit smaller pieces, and I have a bag of frozen Brussels sprouts. So the Brussels sprouts are going to act as my cabbage in this dish. And with any of these ingredients, so you could make corned beef for dinner one night and have the leftovers and use that in this. You could make corned beef specifically for this if you want. Potatoes, you could use your home canned potatoes. You could buy store-bought canned potatoes. You could parboil potatoes and cut them up. You could use leftover potatoes, roasted potatoes from dinner the night before. So you could make a corned beef and roasted potato dinner and then use this the next day to make brunch. You could use fresh Brussels sprouts if you want. I just always have frozen ones on hand in the freezer because I think it's easier. But it's just that easy. I'm going to use a garlic infused oil because I like the extra garlic flavor, and it's going to be simple and easy. So what we're going to do is put couple tablespoons of olive oil in the pan. Make sure you can see the pan. I'm going to readjust you to a different position. I'll be right back. Okay folks, so you can see here I got a couple tablespoons of that oil in the pan. I'm going to turn the heat on high here and get that heated up. And I'm going to start with my Brussels sprouts because I want my Brussels sprouts really to almost get, for lack of a better term, mushy. I don't want them to be chewy. I want them to blend in with the hash. So we're going to start with these. You can see they're still kind of frozen. I'll use my bowl to break them up here. So get those started cooking, and what I find is the best method is to take maybe a quarter cup of water and just put some water in there with it as well and put the lid on it. And what that does is it kind of steams them and cooks them all at the same time. And then once they get closer to being where I can mash them a little, then we'll move on with the rest of the ingredients. So I'll bring you folks back when we get closer to that point. Okay folks, we're back, and these are getting pretty close to where I want them to be. You can see if you put a little pressure on them with the spatula, see how they start to smash down a little bit. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead, add in my potatoes, and now we're going to start seasoning, and this is going to be pretty simple. So I'm going to give it some salt first of all, probably a good, say a couple teaspoons of salt, because I don't salt my potatoes when I can them, and the Brussels sprouts don't have any salt on them either, so you want to give it a good bit of salt. I'm going to give mine a good hit of pepper because, you know, we love black pepper. I've already got the garlic flavor in there with the oil, so I'm going to use some onion powder here. And I'm going to say probably, I don't know, teaspoon and a half. And that's it. We're going to keep it simple. We're not going to do anything crazy here. We might add a little bit more at the end. But for right now, oops, man down, I just lost a potato. Happens to the best of us, folks. So, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this continue to cook uncovered. Now, my potatoes are already cooked. The Brussels sprouts are now cooked. So what I'm looking for this to do now is start to brown a little. Not, I don't want it to be overly brown, but I want it to start to get some color on it. Because the corned beef is cooked already. So we're not going to add the corned beef in until we're about ready to be done with it, because all we really want to do is heat the corned beef through. If you put it in too early and you dry out the corned beef, it's not as appealing. So we're going to let these get some color. It's probably going to take anywhere between 5 minutes and 10 minutes, and I'll bring you folks back and show you what it looks like when we get to that point. Okay, folks, we're back, and as you can see, all the nice little brown bits on here. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and get our corned beef in here. So we're going to, and you know, I've had people ask this before, and you'll see I talked about this in the video if you go back and watch my corned beef video. You'll notice my corned beef is not as pink as some corned beef, and that's because I do not use the curing agent. It's pink salt number something. I don't remember what it is. I talk about it in the video. So in case you're wondering why it's not super pink, that's why. So what I'm going to do at this point now is I'm going to cover this back up. I'm going to let this sit for about another 5 minutes and let that steam heat the corned beef through, and then I'll bring you back when we're ready to mix this up, and then I'll fry some eggs and show you what it looks like when it's presented. Okay, folks, we're back, and I think we are ready. So, oh yeah, you can see that nice crusty brown on the bottom. That's what you want, you know, like, you gotta find that happy medium. You don't want it to go too long, because obviously you don't want to burn it. But those crusty bits, that's the flavor in the hash. Oops, man overboard. So, I think we are ready for some brunch. Alright, so I've got over here, I don't know if you can see into that, oh yeah, you can see right here, I've got some fried eggs happening here. I'm going to go ahead and get this plated up and bring you back and show you the finished product. Okay folks, we're back. Here is the finished product. So I got 2 nice fried eggs up there. You can see the potatoes, the Brussels sprouts, the corned beef. I mean, you really can't beat this. So I just wanted to bring you along for something real simple, something easy, something everybody can do. You can make it as fancy or as plain as you want, but it is, I've never had any complaints about it, so give it a try. Let me know what you think. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, share, subscribe. Come back and see us soon, and as always, I hope you had a great day.